Hello there, amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a new Doctor Who review for today. So this review is on the Doctor Who The Wheel of Space Telesnap Reconstruction Episode 2 review. So, Episode 2, what can I say about it? Well, it actually got me hooked into the story. It absolutely got me hooked into the actual story. Then the first part did, because the first part, I said it was a 6 out of 10. The second part, I'm going to say it's an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this episode a lot more. I mean, as you can see by my notes, we've got episode 1. This is all episode 2, and this is episode 3. I'm literally in the middle of watching episode 4, so my review on episode 3 will be out tomorrow. So, what can I tell you about episode 2? How does it continue on from the cliffhanger of episode 1, where the Doctor is literally unconscious? So, we have the real crew plan to destroy the space carrier with the TARDIS on board. So when literally at that point, when they're literally about to destroy it, Jamie basically breaks their X-ray machine laser to, not to destroy the actual the ship carrier. Now there is one problem why Jamie says the Doctor will explain. It's because Jamie doesn't want them to destroy the ship where they've got the TARDIS. So really, Jamie's thinking of like, I'm gonna save the TARDIS. Don't care. I'm not being a saboteur, and he does actually sabotage the machinery, then to save the TARDIS, which is pretty good. The one thing I have to say about it, I love Zoe's introduction. Zoe's full introduction is in episode 2 of The Wheel of Space, and I kind of like her, the way she's introduced. I mean, the very first time I actually watched Zoe was, of course, in The Invasion. That's my first introduction story to Zoe, when I first watched The Invasion. But to actually, like, not watch it properly, but it's like a telesnap reconstruction, so I'm still kind of watching it and I'm listening along to the pictures going on. Oh, that's just fell off. Sorry, that's just great. So anyway, sorry, as I was saying. So actually, to kind of see Zoe's introduction episode, it's really cool. Actually, I think she's brilliant. I absolutely love her because she's in the wheel, and they call her the librarian. I have to admit, they do call her literally the librarian. So Jamie ends up giving the Doctor the name the Dr. John Smith. So this is the very first episode John Smith was actually used for another name of the Doctor. Then, of course, as we all know, the third Doctor carried it on. The current Doctors have carried it on with Tennant's Doctor, and I believe Matt Smith's Doctor carried it on as well. So, yeah, so Dr. John Smith was actually introduced into this episode. So the Doctor's kind of adopted name, instead of it being the Doctor, they actually call him Dr. John Smith, like they do in the TV movie. I believe the third Doctor says it as well in Spared from Space for the Brigadier. Goes, I don't even know your name. Dr. John Smith. So this is the first time that name for the Doctor really was invented, and Patrick Troughton. I like how Patrick Troughton goes, what? Yeah, oh, yeah, of course, Dr. John Smith. I like the way Troughton just does that. Now, kind of hearing Troughton's voice, it's really good. Honestly, it's good. I mean, the telesnaps really captured the moment a lot better than you can actually imagine it in your head. Say if you were listening to this on CD, and you're kind of thinking to yourself, what's going on here? What's going on here? And then to actually watch it with the telesnap reconstruction, it's like, yeah, okay, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. So yeah, sit down and watch the telesnap. So talking about it, the wheel is actually the state called Station 3, which means when the ship was actually on original course to Station 5, and it was knocked off course, and then of course later on into episode 3, I'm not really going to say what it is until at the end of episode 3. I have to admit, I really did enjoy it. Now, to actually listen to the Doctor being called John Smith is funny. Zoe is in this episode. She's really interesting. I really do like Zoe. She's in season 6. I think she becomes more of her own character. In here, it's like her introduction. It's like, yeah, I kind of enjoy it. I think it's a good one. It's a shame that I can't really watch it in person, like a proper episode. But Telesnap's Reconstruction, it's really okay. I mean, the one thing that really put me off these telesnap reconstructions was the underwater menace. I got so put off with the telesnap reconstructions, it's like I'm not going to watch anymore. And then when I literally was thinking to myself yesterday before I did my review on episode 1 and before I watched episode 1 of The Wheel in Space, I was like thinking to myself, hang on, the Abominable Snowman's coming out in September, so really the only story that's technically missing that needs animation or survives is The Wheel in Space. So I went through BritBox the day before, and I did actually find it like the day before, but I thought, yes, so you know what, we got the Abominable Snowman coming out, why not just sit down and see how good the telesnaps are? And I'm really loving the telesnaps. I think it's a really good way to introduce a companion. It's a good way to view a missing story with correct pictures. I mean, there's something about the Underwater Menace telesnaps I just don't really care for. I really don't like the Underwater Menace. I don't really like that telesnap. But watching the Wheel in Space telesnaps, it's like, yeah, it's pretty good actually. It's pretty good. I love it. And when we get to that cliffhanger at the end where we kind of have these like alien egg things, but then at the end of the episode, the picture quality is amazing for it, where you literally got like one slot, then slide, so it becomes a bit like a slideshow with the soundtrack. But inside that egg, it's a Cyberman. So literally, the episode ends when a Cyberman's hand just smashes through the egg, and then it just goes dun 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 dun. I would have loved to have been alive in 1986, 1988, 1968 to actually sit down and watch this episode. I really do love it. So this episode, I have to say, it is a 8 out of 10. I like the way Jamie is literally trying to sabotage what's the X-ray laser machine to literally stop them from blowing up the TARDIS. And then, of course, when we have that reveal of the Cybermen at the end coming out of the egg, I thought that was classic. It really gives me some horror vibes. I mean, I can't remember which horror movie it was. I watched quite a few horror stuff, and to actually see that's when the Cyberman pops out of the egg, it really reminds me of another horror film. I just can't think what it was, because I do watch a load of horror. I absolutely love that scene. That scene with the sun just literally putting his hand out of the... It's very different. Now, when I was literally looking at the pictures, it's like, yeah, you know, this is the story that Cyberman had a new design since the Tomb of the Cybermen. So, really, season 5, you begin this season with a Cyberman story and you end it with a Cyberman story. Technically, this was supposed to be a Dalek / Cyber story originally planned, but because Terry Nation said no, that's it. They just carried it on with the Cybermen. I have to admit, I'm really looking forward to getting on to episode 4. I mean, my review for episode 3, I've already watched episode 3, so my review on episode 3 will be coming out tomorrow. But I absolutely loved it. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of Doctor Who, the telesnaps reconstruction of The Wheel in Space episode 2, if you have actually watched this on BritBox. Please do like, subscribe and share, and join for more awesome Doctor Who content. Have a cracking day.